Hey, yo, welcome back to another Council Club podcast. I'm your host, Alex.
And Dominic.
Yeah.
And they brought me along again.
Yeah, we drug him out here.
Welcome back, Mark Durr. What's up?
What's going on, Mark Durr? Hello. How's it going?
My bad.
But, what's up? What are we doing today? What are we talking about?
Shit, it's another Council Club podcast where we just trying to talk about a certain topic of something to talk about.
Topic of choice.
And, I was thinking about it. People, just drugs and stuff. Just things to talk about. Like something.
Right,
like
watching people do drugs makes you think.
like following Freddie Gibbs on Instagram, seeing people, cracking out, whatever. Be like, man, I wonder how long people have been doing that. Right. And it just kind of made me think. It was like, let me talk about just, human nature of doing drugs and being under the influence and how long we've been doing it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Some real bush doctor, shaman type stuff.
Yeah.
Kanye West opium addiction shit.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It goes back.
I remember this one time I met this, if you're familiar with like crest punks, they're the people you'll see like walking with like dogs, and they're like kind of like homeless by choice, this like free adventure. But most of them do hella drugs and shit. But
Yeah.
I had like just gotten off work, and I think my car wasn't working at the time, so I had to like chill, around where I work.
Yeah.
And this crest punk dude, he was like, he was really nice. I thought he was just a normal guy at first. And then we got to talking. He was on the computers and stuff. And then eventually I went and like posted up with him on like his begging corner. There was like me and him just like smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. And I was underage at the time, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Jeez.
But his homie walks up and he's like talking about like how he just got out of jail like 2 days ago off of being like a 20-year sentence. And you know what? I believed him. Because he wasn't begging for money. He was just like, I was one of the people. So I was included in homeless people conversations.
Okay.
And, man, he, you know where his heroin addiction started, which, led him to jail?
What's that?
In Vietnam. In Vietnam, he said that he had access to, like, straight Chinese, like, top of the creme de la creme heroin.
Some, like, crocodile shit or what?
No,
just like
pure, because it's like the 60s, we don't really get the crocodile until these days,
That was like 2010s and shit.
This guy was probably living his best life on, like, world's best heroin of all time. And this poor soul was serving in Vietnam that gets hooked on this shit because, he doesn't know any better. And here we are on a street corner drinking some Miller High Lifes while he saves the other half of his cigarette for later that I gave him.
What a life.
What a life, man.
So he was like he served in the military?
Mm-hmm, yeah. And I think his addiction led to like a dishonorable discharge. And then
Damn.
yeah.
Was heroin not served to him as like use over there?
I don't think he was like, what is it? That one project, like the fucking like Montclair project, or whatever. They were like drugging people up. I think he was just in the shits, was bored, walking around town, stumbled across an opium den, and was like, "This is tight, man. I fuck with this."
Yo, Cave, let's fucking do it.
I mean, shit, you had all those rat tunnels over there and fucking, I'm pretty sure maybe sliding into like the first aid tent or whatever, getting some morphine, and then being like, oh shit, what else do they got? And they was like, oh, we found this fucking, like you said, an opium den down the road.
Mm-hmm. And speaking like the history of like getting fucked up, essentially, think about just like the quality of like the product on the streets and how much it's dropped. Like you think today is the safest the world's ever been, right? Well, it really is technically. Statistically, we just get everything force-fed to us in our face, so we think, like military conflict in Ukraine is nothing compared to the 100-year war that the French and Spanish had, like historically speaking.
I'm just saying like fentanyl being pumped into drugs now, though. It's
a
little bit dangerous.
I know, it's just reversed. It's like drugs were safer back in the day, but it was not safer in general, and it's much safer now, but drugs are not. They are not safe at all.
Really gambled taking drugs now.
That's the same thing that goes for like alcohol. Like alcohol has been produced, and I think the strongest you can get now is like what, 100 proof.
You can get. I mean, Everclear is like almost 200 proof. That's 99% alcohol.
Well, like someone was saying that like alcohol is a lot more safer than it is now than like 100 years ago, because like everybody was just making that shit,
Right?
And it was just like that was the strongest shit.
There's a lot that can go wrong in that process to make it poisonous.
I mean, straight making it like. I mean, you're just taking a liquid that's aging, being fermented. I mean, like a lot could go wrong. I actually looked up like when the oldest alcohol was found, and apparently it was in China from like 7,000 to 6,600 BC.
Wow.
They were making
Really?
alcohol. Yeah.
It's crazy how people are just able to figure stuff like that out. Like, this doesn't seem impossible. Like, what train of thought would it lead to be like, if I leave this for a while, it's going to ferment and make me feel good?
That's what I'm saying. It's like the human nature of getting like under the influence. It's kind of getting fucked up. Like 7,000 years ago, they figured out, if we let this shit sit out, we can get funny feeling from it.
I guess I could definitely see that, because like what was there to fucking do besides like chores back then?
That's what I'm saying. It's just hunter and gatherers type shit. Like you farm, fucking find food.
Hunt, gather, get fucked up when you get home.
What you got else
I
to
mean,
do?
sounds like a day of work. I wake up, go to work, get money, go home, get fucked up. There you go.
Not even get money. There probably wasn't even an economy back then. No currency.
Shit, I'm not really getting money per day. They tell me they're gonna pay me. You know, they gotta hope. That's funny, but I don't know. It's just crazy. Would you think it's in our genetic code at this point? Because 7,000 years is like, pre most of our evolution. Like, we probably look different as a species completely.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was probably before, like, written history, or it probably definitely was before written history and shit like that. Like, I don't know. It's crazy how long we've been doing this.
Like, shit. Like, China had opium before, I think people think, when the Brits were illegally selling it to them for, tea trades and economy stuff. But, like, apparently, I think, what is it, like, European caravanners would, like, pass through China and fucking deliver them opiates and weed. Even weed was, like, shown to be there.
Yeah. Some wild-ass kush.
I feel like weed would probably be, like, the original drug. Because, I mean, if you think of, like, where it was found, like, the Middle East, and that's kind of like the crest of humanity.
Yeah, Afghan kush, bro.
Yeah, hey, I got some Afghan kush at home. I'm not even going to lie. I really do. Shit's fire.
Yeah, shit's crazy. It's just, like, how long it's been around. I mean, I read that also back in, like, I guess they found, like, a tablet, just like a medical prescription that I think it said it mentioned opium, and this was 2100 BC in Sumeria.
Wow.
Jesus.
So they were like, you would go to the doctor and be like, here, take this. And that was
On their stone
4,000
tablet.
years ago.
Like, let me etch this in for you real quick. A little opium. Hey, you want some coke? You look like a coke guy.
It's like modern society, but everything's written on fucking stone.
Yeah, it says it's like...
Bro, get off your tablet.
Yeah, it was a clay tablet about 2100 BC. It's considered the world's oldest record list of medical prescriptions. And it's believed that some scholars that the opium poppy is referred to on the tablet. So...
Well, there you go. That was a good day for that person whoever got that.
Yeah, definitely. It's like,
I feel a little anxious on airplanes.
Yo, Doc, I'm having trouble sleeping.
Oh, okay, let me just hammer this in.
Here's a brick of fentanyl for the side of it.
Honestly, it's fucking... Just the amount of time it's like that civilization has gone through, but we're still... The whole time been getting fucked up on the side.
I just think it's fucking crazy on the amount of, like... So, like... medical practitioner back then, maybe like 7,000 years ago or older, is like usually when a new herb comes in and it makes you feel funny, it's just fucking strung out. Like it's put into tea, it's put into, like, you smoke it, you rub it on you. It's just used for damn near close to like anything that they think would be a lot better for you.
Yeah.
And it's just it's just getting you fucked up at that point.
Right. And imagine, like, all the shit they were doing on accident, like, like, especially, like, the kids and shit, like, fucked up, like, drugs they could make kids do, and I have no idea.
Fuck yeah, I'm pretty sure they rubbed opium all over kids back then. It's like, oh, shit, I got a boo on my knee. Here, put some opium on it.
Ooh, it stings.
Not anymore.
Oh, man. But do you think if you were to have existed 2100 BC, all these thousands of years ago, and you stumble across a bush, and you know you're a medicinal person, a bush doctor, are you taking the risk to smoke the shit? Like, are you gonna smoke a tree off a leaf off a tree to see if it does anything?
Yeah.
I feel like that was me. I feel like I'm the reincarnate of the first guy to like smoke some weed.
That's probably what, like, you know, in the Bible it says the burning bush. That's probably like when they think it's talking to you. That's probably what it was.
It
I
could
mean,
be though.
Shit. I mean, like, bro, you're on that burning bush, man. Telling you some shit you should listen to.
Who knows? I mean, shit. Even religions do use fucking hallucinogens and stuff. Like I read that there's a psychedelic that Hinduism used back in 1500 BC. It was called soma, and it was like a mixture of a bunch of shit, and they would use that for like religious reasons and stuff.
Well, yeah, you have that. Native Americans was peyote. They would have like similar ceremonies where they would just kind of like chill, get fucked up, and I don't know. I kind of like that because you know, maybe it isn't real and you're not actually seeing like gods and otherworldly beings. But, you know, you're thinking about it, you know?
I mean, it gets you closer to something. It definitely opens up your consciousness. I mean, that's the whole goal for psychedelics and religion is just to, like, I don't know, get that closer to what you're trying to find.
I guess that is true. But, I mean, hey, that's a pretty good way of going about it, I feel like, you know, just tripping the fuck out. And you could definitely come up with some shit. I've been on, you know, similar mind-altering substances and definitely I've thought I figured out the entire world.
Yeah,
I couldn't
for
remember,
sure.
but I definitely did. I figured everything out at one point.
For a little bit, been just like completely clear-minded. Everything's gonna be straight because like I figured it out. It's all
Yeah,
good.
like Mona Lisa was painted as shit.
But shit that like I also read that they used like a plant or whatever. I forget. It's like mezcal beans. They used that before peyote, and I read someplace that said like they've gone in caves and found that shit from like 9,000 years ago.
Wow.
But I didn't really find like stone hard proof on that. I mean, all this should probably be taken with a grain of salt. I don't know how true some of this stuff is. Did find it on the internet. I'm not a
I don't know if people are taking us a little too seriously.
Who knows? Maybe we know a little bit more than we put on.
Yeah, maybe we can rope in some Joe Rogan listeners. We're like, oh, you know,
it's like, you know what, this guy's onto something.
I believe them.
But I mean, yeah, they've been using. Supposedly, they were using mezcal beans before peyote 9,000 years ago because they found it in just like caves and shit. So I mean,
but you're still doing mezcal.
You gotta get on this new shit. It's peyote.
Peyote though.
But also thinking about it, like, I wonder what the hallucinations would have been back then.
Yeah, there's not like a lot of like nowadays. There's not a lot of like there's a lot more of like anxiety inducing things to think about.
Yeah,
and especially back then. Like I don't think like there wasn't a lot of cars. There wasn't a lot of like
there was no cars.
Like tons of obviously. But
hold
on, let me just speak.
Well, he has a point.
But like there wasn't like that's probably like how you think of like myths were made. Like say like monsters, like land monsters, like Coochie Cabra.
Coochie Cabra.
Man, you're about to make me say it wrong too. Fuck.
And then like just a whole bunch of land monsters, shapeshifters and shit. Like maybe it's like they're tripping off of some shit and they just think it's something else.
That's possible.
Could be.
I feel like a lot of that stuff is just like a stretch, you know, like the Kraken thing. Like that was, you know, people were probably seeing giant squids and were freaking the fuck out, but I don't know if it was taking down their ship. Obviously.
Yeah.
But they did find megalodon teeth. I mean, those, you can still find those. I mean, so
that's true.
I mean, shit. Who knows how
Who
big?
knows what they thought that fucking thing was, and if there were any like, I don't know, like creatures that maybe we haven't found remnants of that maybe resembled these things more. And who knows? The one thing I don't fucking believe is Loch Ness monster.
That one.
I feel like that one's a stretch because literally like a picture of like a twig.
Silhouette, yeah.
And isn't that shit in a lake too?
It's in a lake, and it's like and you can tell if you really look at it that it's like on the shoreline, like really close to it. But it makes it the perception because the old picture makes it look like it's so far away and huge. Nah, come on.
Yeah, I don't know about the Loch Ness monster. That always kind of confused me because I mean it's a lake. Like
you
could literally probably spend about 20 years, take a submarine, go over every like foot of that lake.
And they have, and people have spent millions of dollars looking for a fucking
garbage.
twig. No.
No.
So disappointed. No, they haven't found a single thing.
Well, did you ever watch like the Scooby-Doo movie about the Loch Ness Monster back in the day?
I think so.
That one was
It's
fire.
possible.
Is it
I like
Scooby
that.
with the red shirt?
No, I think Scooby with red shirt is like, that one's like about witches and stuff. I do remember that one though. And like he had a different like collar on and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember that movie.
Only Scooby-Doo movie I remember is like Scooby-Doo, like fucking the zombie one that was animated.
Wait, what
Speaking
was
of-
that?
Whoa, bro.
Wait,
that's really
wait, hold up.
unprofessional.
Yo, this just came in. Yo, Mark Durr is coming out of retirement for the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. Oh my god.
Yo.
That is big news. Sorry.
Wow.
If you guys want to see a Mark Durr TCG event
Vlog.
vlog, we're gonna drop it here soon.
Yeah, I'll
When's
give
your
you the
event?
rundown of the smelly, sticky situation that is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament. And I don't help. Let's just say there's a real den of masculinity in the card shop when I'm there. Just musk,
Onions, weed smoke, cigarette smoke.
NyQuil. Well, why is your NyQuil?
fucking mescaline.
Masculine beans.
But
I'm a little old head.
speaking of Scooby Doo, he was fucked up too. He was smoking a whole bunch.
Yeah,
So
crazy how many weed innuendos are on Scooby Doo.
right,
True.
yeah. Especially like Scooby snacks. Boy, those are fucking nugs.
Yeah. They did lead on a lot of stoner ass shit for that, and then they always denied it. Like, no, they're not stoners.
Yeah, stoners just cooking hamburgers in the back of their van. That was completely normal.
Why is it so steamy in here?
Yeah, I like how like the live action, like the good live action movie, it like hints towards it hard. Like I've seen some clips of it where it's just like Scooby and Shaggy are they're fucked.
What wasn't Shaggy's love interest Mary Jane
Yeah, I think so too.
No cap.
in the live action movie? Yeah, where they go to the island.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's like early 2000s, though. So, I mean, they already knew what the fuck they were doing. I mean, like back in the 60s, though, I think like weed was like, you know, the devil's lettuce. Where
Well,
it's like
yeah.
your brain melts if you ever touch a
It's crazy
water pipe.
the amount of hate for the 60s weed, but everybody was smoking weed back then though. Like
Yeah.
people you meet back from like they're old now, yeah, I was smoking. But there was so much like you see so much graphical hate, like documented hate towards weed back then.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really weird how that kind of came about.
I think something forgotten in like modern social history is how like the older generation influences like the current one, you know what I'm saying? So like yeah, in like 60s 70s like kids our age were smoking still and coming around to it, but the people leading the media and like your people representing you.
True,
and
they were born in like the 40s and,
Yeah,
and
or
30s
not-
and shit.
my grandpa's a boomer. He was born in the 40s. so
they
we
were
were
born,
born like 1900.
Born in the 80s.
Yeah, like the 1880s. So I mean, you know, that's too bad. But I think things are moving forward. At least for weed, we'll see. I mean, we already see like catchy come and go advertising, and
Yes, sir.
pretty soon you'll be able to buy weed at a gas station.
That's going to be crazy.
That is gonna be crazy.
In Colorado, there's weed gas stations.
Well, there you go.
They're green. They're green.
Really?
Yeah, they have like a plus sign on them, or the medical sign or whatever.
What?
the fuck.
Cool.
That's so cool.
I do know down in I was watching Top Gear when they like go across the West Indies. They go from like the East Coast to the West Coast, and they pass by a gas station. I think somewhere in South America. I'm not even sure about the country, but one of them straight up picks up like I think it's a caramel or chocolate covered like coca leaf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, eats that, and then it's just like a short like 1 minute clip of him like telling a story, but he's like going a million miles
Well,
an hour. talking about it.
Damn, I'm trying to go
But
get some cocoa leaves at a gas station.
oh, I got another fact about coca leaves. I think they've been, or did I write that one down? I might not have, but I know they've been using that shit for a couple thousand years.
Well, I think to make the original recipe, like like Coke, it wasn't like powdered
No, I'm
Coke.
saying
It
like,
was
yeah,
the
you
cocoa
just take-
leaves.
Yeah, you just take the leaf
So
and eat it.
it just doesn't take much.
No,
To
not at all.
yeah, crazy.
It gets rid of fatigue, thirst, hunger. Just like, you know, snake oil, basically.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
But just imagine being, like, still just not having anything to do, but having, like, stuff that just makes you feel different.
Like, speaking of, like, speed and, like cocoa leaves, like, Hitler was on, like, speed and shit.
Yeah.
Like, damn near the whole Reich was on fucking
Well, they
speed.
had them on, like, methamphetamine. Like, they were... that shit's crazy.
A lot of those European armies were, like, some of the military rations, like, with your food, you would get, I forgot what it's called, but it was like a roll of just, like, amphetamines.
Okay.
And I remember I read this story on Instagram, so I don't know how true it was. But apparently, I want to say he was, like, Danish or something. There was one dude who got, like, his whole battalion thing got captured.
Mm-hmm.
He downed the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this, too.
Went fucking buck wild and saved everybody.
Yeah.
Fucking just like...
fucking meth,
Fuck it.
man.
He looked like he went through some shit afterwards, though. He was like sunken eyes, sucking cheeks, and he's just like strung out.
I think he was like awake for like they said like a week or some shit straight. Could you just imagine? And I think the thing was like basically like everyone like stranded him, like a few other guys, and like the Germans were like trying to capture them, but they, you know, it's snowy. They're like sneaking around, and he's like 7 days of like, you know, being sneaky high on meth. Like that's just gotta be
7-day bender in a war.
You know, like in anime, you know how like there's like sensor beans and then like or sensu beans, and then like what is it? I think it's in Jujutsu Kansai or fucking maybe like My Hero. They just pop some beans and then they fucking
just go butt wild.
Yeah, they just go fucking butt wild. There's many innuendos to drugs in like media, and like in relation to like just being super fucking strong.
Yeah,
that's true.
what it is. I mean, some of it like just performance enhancing drugs and stuff.
And as a sports fan, you know, I don't think that this is a safe thing to do, and I don't think that, you know, they should actually do this.
Yeah.
But it would be entertaining if they just took PEDs completely off. Like, they don't test for that anymore. Just like a free-for-all. Just like,
Make
I want to
baseball
see
great again.
some fucking titans, like, out there. Just like men that like a hard time walking around, but they can hit the shit out of a baseball.
Yeah, I mean, that would as cool as that would be kind of dangerous for the people.
It'd be more dangerous for contact sports like football. Like if
yeah,
like you had like a really really buff like 6'8" like roided out of his fucking mind.
350 straight muscle.
You know, going against like like some guy our size that's like a running back. He's just fast. He's not really that strong.
Well, let's say he's not a performance enhancing drug. He runs like a 2-second 40. It's like
Jesus.
No, it's like that. What's that OG like aggressive football game?
Backyard football?
Blitz
the League.
Yeah.
Where you like that one, you could straight up like tackle people and it would show you like tearing their like ACLs and shit. And you would like shoot them steroids and they'd be back in the game. Fucking 1 quarter out.
Oh man. The early 2000s, man, they're just fucking trying everything.
Like, you know, it'd be fun.
The early 2000s were basically like if they had dudes like us in control of like media. They're like, I don't know, maybe we should just have them rip each other's heads off in a football game.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah,
That should be funny. Put that shit on there.
I mean, I guess Mortal Kombat probably started all like the gnarliness you could put in a video game.
Yeah, that's true. Mortal Kombat. I mean, even though back in the day we look at it and like the 2D, you know, like Sub-Zero, like rip someone's head off and like smash it. It's not that.
No, it's not that bad today's standards.
But
I mean,
can you imagine people losing their mind back in the day over something like that?
Jesus,
well, like the only other video games you were playing were like, you know, like Mario. And
like
then
Pac-Man, like arcade games.
Yeah, and then you saw that shit come out.
Well,
like, whoa.
There was like Duke Nukem and like Doom and shit.
True.
Oh, true. Yeah, Doom is a very.
Yeah, Doom's been around for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And like,
I think that's controversial.
But that one's like fighting like demons and stuff. That's not
like
human on
Nazis
human.
and shit.
well, there was like early GTA like top-down view.
I want to say that came out after Mortal Kombat, though.
I mean, I don't know, but I know like in that whole trial or whatever the fuck case, that like it showed Doom, it showed Mortal Kombat and something else. I can't remember what it was, but it was like just to like stop violence in video games or something of that sort.
Well,
Yeah.
they lost that one because
Yeah, they
it's
really they sure did. There was a lot of gnarly video games that were like all about violence, like Manhunt in the early 2000s. You got Postal.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Shit, Postal was pretty bad. Wasn't there like a band of like Hitler or whatever.
I'm not sure. I never played it, but I know that like there's just a lot of fucked up shit in
Oh,
there.
Osama bin Laden's in Postal.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's like singing or something in it. Like, yeah, like, or he's like a delivery man and he delivers you a fucking bomb or some shit of that sort.
Sounds about up to par.
Period. I can't. I remember seeing the clip, but I don't know how true that is. Don't quote me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and like Bully, like the game.
Oh,
was,
yeah.
like fucking beating up kids.
Pretty much, you are a kid though, so it's like
It's okay. I'm not a grown adult playing a kid beating up kids.
it's a little RP.
A little RP, whatever.
But shit. Going back to, just getting fucked up in nature or whatever. We are not the only ones that get fucked up in nature. Animals too.
I know
How so?
cats.
So like with cats, you got catnip that
Right.
gets you a little tore up. Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken, they play around with pufferfish and they release a toxin that makes them feel funny.
Really?
What the fuck?
Reindeer in Scandinavia eat mushrooms.
Okay.
What?
And back in the Disney, people would go out there, find the reindeer piss, and drink that, and then they would get
What?
fucked
They
off on
really
the mushroom
would.
stuff. They would piss that out, and apparently, I guess it was just the cycle because the reindeers would find the human piss
Well,
with the
how
mushroom
did-
stuff and be like, "Oh yeah, back at it."
Oh my god.
It was like spicy Sprite. How did they get the
Jesus.
How did they get the piss? How were they able to get the piss?
In the snow.
Oh yeah,
Piss
that
in the
makes
snow,
sense.
find
If
the
you
yellow
piss
snow.
in
It's
the
like, oh
snow.
yeah, I'm definitely fucking this up.
Like
Yeah.
an ice cone.
Yeah, like
A little salty.
Oh, I get it now. Fucking Monsters Inc. Welcome to the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Snow cone?
Yeah, the yellow snow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe I'm reaching for that one, but
no, we're probably on to something.
Let's say the abominable snowman was getting fucked up on some reindeer mushroom piss.
maybe that's just a grown ass dude out there that think that's an abominable snowman, but it's just a dude getting fucked up.
Could be.
PP guy, he just had a real big PP fetish.
Pee man.
Hey, you guys been to the bathroom?
Need some more pee. I think other animals that get fucked up, koalas.
Oh, eucalyptus?
Yeah, they get
Okay.
they get a little funny feeling from that. It seems like almost if anything has a consciousness, it has some sort of drive to get fucked up is what I think.
Interesting.
Like if you maybe not so much cognitive thought, like I know insects, I don't think they do anything to get fucked up because it's just hive mind. It's just like making a nest better.
Right.
That's the only thing they got to think about. But being like just an animal, it's like, free roam, you're doing the same shit, hunter-gatherer. You ain't got nothing else to do. You
True.
found something that fucks you up, might as well go do it.
I mean, similar to our consciousness was, all those like 9,000 BC. We weren't thinking about, well, what am I gonna eat for dinner? I guess you are, but you
Well, it
might
was
be
kind of
trying.
a different thought. It was
Yeah,
like,
like,
how am I going to eat for dinner?
Yeah, how am I gonna eat for dinner? And man, I wonder if I can find those mushrooms that made me feel cool.
Another thing I read that kind of goes back to like, I don't even know, I guess as far back as you could go, is that cavemans, when they were doing cave drawings back in the day, they would go into, like, the caves they would go into would be oxygen depleted, or like, so they would basically starve themselves of oxygen,
Okay.
which would put you in, like, you'd basically start to hallucinate.
Right. Yeah.
Which
But not
is,
the good kind of. Yeah, we want.
I mean, not the best kind, but it's another way of getting fucked up. It's a bad trip, but
Yeah, there you go.
let's say 40,000 years ago, there's a dude in a cave that was just like, oh yeah, this looks cool as fuck.
Just start shitting in the hand, spreading the shit on the wall.
Fucking
But-
snapping. This looks like a turkey.
But it's just crazy how long it's been happening.
It really is, and I wish there was a scientific explanation to determine what the drive is to get fucked up. Like, I feel like it has more to do with just serotonin. I mean, it could be off of that because, our brain hormones, they fluctuate and we want them to feel better.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's
Brain
something
chemicals.
more. I feel like nature talks to us through us getting fucked up.
I think
it has to.
I think it's always that problem and solution shit. It's like you have a problem, so you're trying to fix it. Figure out either way, because like if you're down bad, have no fucking money, you're gonna figure out a way to fix it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are. Getting
But
outside of a racetrack. with
Even
cardboard.
being that far back, like what could you really be stressing about?
Food, maybe like fuck it.
That would be like the only
Food,
thing you
shelter.
could stress about. I mean, yeah, I guess shelter too.
There are three components to life that we always, since forever, like shelter, food, and like social compassion, like camaraderie. Those are three things that we have to have to survive. You know,
food, water, shelter,
and
friendship.
Friendship,
and then
the
like
power of friendship.
Yeah, like when you think about it, like the like companionship. My bad. When you think about it, like companionship. What is companionship? They think about it, and then they're super lonely, right?
Yeah.
Especially like all the way back then, where religion comes apart. And then what is religion? It's a form of hope. And how are you able to see those deities or such that you believe in? Possible drugs, you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
Nothing slamming on religion because I'm religious too. But like how are people, like, people are trying to solve that problem of like what to believe in, hope. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, It's usually just like, damn, there's this thing that's making me feel weird, making me see shit. Might as well keep doing it to see this one thing. You know what I'm saying?
True. And I think also the anxiety of the time, you know, maybe things aren't as anxiety-inducing as they are now, obviously, but it's gotta be pretty, you know, you gotta get pretty anxious, like, being out in the middle of fucking everywhere. Like, everything's scary.
Right.
You know, like, it's more of like a survival kind of anxiety. So I feel like maybe, like, doing drugs is a way to drop that. Because I know when I get home and I do my medicine, my medicinal medicine.
Yes.
It does help me kind of relieve those anxieties throughout the day. You know, it's kind of a way to deal with it, kind of put things behind you because, you know, it's not healthy to dwell on things. It's better just to put some shit behind you, especially like work stuff. Like you have a bad day at work.
Yeah.
There's no reason to carry it around with you. But
yeah, leave it at work.
Leave it at work. But I just feel like drugs are just, I don't know. It's crazy that they've gotten such a bad rap because drugs, alcohol have just been coping mechanisms for tens of thousands of years for humanity.
Yeah.
And we turn our back on them because, I mean, I guess too much of a good thing is bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got people that overdo it, get addicted, and that's the only thing they can do. That's like the only, it's like that's the only thing they can think of. Get hooked on a drug. I mean, there's people that do like heroin benders on the weekend, or they're just a functional addict. They're able to last until, you know, Monday, get off the bender, go to work, last out till Friday, and then boom, you're just fucked up for 72 hours till you go back to work.
Jesus.
I mean, something like that might give someone to live for, you know? Maybe everything else is fucked up. You're a school teacher.
That's what you look forward to.
That's what you look forward to. You're like, man, I fucking hate these kids, but I can't wait to get to the motel and
Motel 6.
What are you doing, Mr. Durr, on the weekend? Stay away from gas stations. That's
Yeah, I'll be hanging out.
Yeah,
Little 904 staycation.
Little staycation. Yes, sir.
Let me see.
Oh, we got some more cliff notes.
I got a couple of facts.
I can drop with some other facts.
Shit. Another thing that goes to hanging out in caves, like the cavemen. Ancient Greek people would go into caves to, you know, do like vision searching.
Oxygen deprivation.
Pretty much the same thing, except it's for like sensory deprivation.
Okay.
That's another thing. Like if you stay in a dark place, just like no noise, no sight for long enough, your mind will start to just make something for you to go off of.
Right. It's like the sensory deprivation tanks that are popular. Yeah.
So I mean, and that didn't really have like a time frame of when they were doing that, but that was obviously ancient Greek, so it was like BC times.
Yeah, BC.
But they were just, you know, sober crawling into caves and just sitting there till you found, you know, some crazy shit.
Greek people were on some shit back in the day, man.
You know, like the people who like figure out what DNA looks like were on LSD.
Yeah.
So that's like being able to see like shit most definitely probably helps. That's like some probably out of body shit. I mean, most likely that's what LSD gives you, right?
Well, personally, with my experience, I feel like it does grant you clarity, like ultimate clarity, if you're able to like relax. Because some people can't, and they can't really enjoy themselves.
That's where like all the horror stories come from.
And that's where the horror stories come from. But if you're really able to do everything correctly and have a good time, you do. I really like you feel like clear, you feel good. But the problem about it is so overwhelming, and your brain is like literally in hyperdrive. Like every time I've done it, I've lost like 10 pounds. Yeah, like your body like is literally like going into like overload, and you're awake for like, for a really long time.
Like 24 hours.
And I don't know, it puts your brain in control. But the fucked up thing about it is, props to the DNA guys, because I don't know how to fucking remember the discovery like that.
It's probably just drawing that shit while it's happening.
Yeah, they're like, what's
trying
this?
to make sense of it afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, LSD probably doesn't give you as much of a out of body experience as probably like DMT would. I know, like hearing people.
I think it's like pure outer body.
Yeah, having like DMT experiences, and there was like one animated thing I saw on like a Comedy Central skit on YouTube where this dude met the same like entity, a person. It was like I think it was like a lady that was purple.
I think I've
or
seen
something
what
like
you're
that.
talking about. Yeah.
And then his buddy did DMT and described the exact same lady that guy saw, and was like, "Oh, she's telling me that she loves you," or something like that. So this dude had like, I don't know, some of that out of body experience, like drug shit, is possible. That's like higher than, just getting fucked up and even.
That's true. I mean, they say DMT is like what your body, your brain releases right before you go.
Yeah, it's like the dream drug or whatever. That's like what causes dreams and stuff.
Jesus.
So, when we're dreaming, are we seeing these entities? Or
Yeah.
Who knows? Shit could be deep. We don't think about this stuff.
We shouldn't. Everybody dreams. You see like dogs dreaming and stuff, like clips of like dogs like fucking geeking out when they're sleeping, or, like having nightmares and stuff. It's like I don't know. It just seems like anything. Like if you ain't an insect,
fuck insect gang.
You ain't bugging.
Bugging. Insect pussy.
Whoa, what? You want some what now?
Huh?
Speaking of insect, you already know if you're not if you're not bugging, hit that subscribe down below. Like, share.
Click the like, and also tune back in and turn this notification bell on, because I have it on and I'm pretty stoked every time I see a new video.
Excited to see what this is gonna be. I'm gonna watch me talk about what I just
I'm
had to talk
gonna
about.
watch us too.
Yeah,
I can't wait to watch this.
I'm gonna have like, I'm gonna break the sixth wall. I'm just gonna watch it while I'm watching it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be very intrigued what I had to say.
Yes.
I'm gonna forget about it.
Oh
Yeah. Might be DMT to this. I don't know. Pause. Sorry.
No, that's the end.
That was a joke. That was a joke. All right. Don't forget to subscribe. Appreciate you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Stay tuned for Mark's tournament too.